You good? Everybody ready? All right. First of all, thank all of you for coming here today, helping us to get the word out to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. We have been praying for 7 storms now, and we've always gotten the best result. Now we're going to pray for the best outcome for Zeta. We're going to get all that Zeta can offer. We're going to be on the worst side, the east side of this storm, as it is projected today. So we want to make sure that our citizens know early this morning what to expect and how we're going to go through this system, and then tomorrow we're going to be better for it. I just want to let all of our citizens know that our crews have been out for the last 2 days. We started very early this morning, about 6 a.m. They are out picking up debris on public right-of-ways. We are seeing our citizens pick up loose debris around their homes. We want you to continue to do that all the way up until you cannot do it this afternoon. We are expecting tropical storm winds to come into St. Bernard Parish at around 3 or 3:30, and that's winds up to 39 miles an hour to 73 miles an hour. And we expect to have a Category 2 storm, winds up to 100 miles an hour through 9 p.m. or so this evening. We want our citizens to prepare for your family's safety. Implement your plan now for your family. Seek safe harbor in your home. And please, if you do not have to get out on the road, do not get out on the road today. We want everyone to know that if you do not feel safe in your home, we want you to seek shelter with a family member or a friend because we expect significant wind damage from this storm. If you cannot seek safe harbor with a friend or family member, St. Bernard Parish will open a shelter today at 12 noon. John Ram, our emergency director, Homeland Security director, will have some specifics on that. I just want to note that you're going to have to be a resident of St. Bernard Parish, and you're going to need an ID to enter our shelter. So we have that going on. Our Sheriff's Department is manning the station down at Highway 46 and monitoring all of the people going in and bringing equipment out and lining their equipment up on the north side or the westbound lane on Highway 46. That is going smooth. We're going to protect your assets as best we can. Just know that once these winds get to 35 miles an hour here in St. Bernard Parish, your first responders will not be able to respond to your needs. As soon as the storm has passed through, it's going to be moving quickly. As soon as it's passed through, please allow our first responders to get out into the community to assess the damage before you get out on your own. Power outages are likely throughout St. Bernard Parish. You need to prepare for that now. And, the good thing, if there is a good thing about this, it's going to be cool tonight. It's going to be cool tomorrow. So please don't get out into the neighborhoods until we tell you that it is safe. So we have a lot of our officials here today. I want them to go over the things that they need to go over with our citizens in their venue. And I want to thank all of them for their hard work. I want to thank our citizens. Remember, all of our employees that help our citizens and prepare for you, they have to prepare for their families too. So we want to thank all of our employees and all of our officials for their hard work. All of our council members are engaged. They do a great job in their districts in getting the word out and giving complaints to us so that we can handle any problems that may arise. So I'm going to bring up at this time John Ram, our Homeland Security Director.
Good morning, folks. Thanks, y'all, for being here. A little bit more about what the president said about the shelter. We're going to open up. It'll be noon today next door at the Grand Ballroom, back part of the Civic Center. It will be for residents only. ID check will be performed. Now, all the COVID-19 protocols will be in place. Upon arrival, if you check in, your temperature will be taken. If we suspect or find out that you have a temperature, you'll be referred to a Acadian ambulance or the appropriate medical facility for treatment. Once in there, you must make sure you have your own bedding, your own food. We are putting you up just for the night to get you through this wind event. As the president said, once the winds get up to a sustained amount, the first responders will not roll. So if you're at your house tonight and the wind's blowing 40, 45 miles an hour, you don't feel safe, you can't call on them because they won't come get you. You need to stay at home till the weather passes. The storm should be out here probably 9, 10 o'clock tonight. It should be over with as far as the wind goes. We don't expect much of a rain event, but we have prepared just in case by bringing in some extra pumps for the surge expected outside the levee system, which is now believed to be 5 to 7 feet. Inside, we're going to get some rain, but we have some extra pumps brought in to take care of any street flooding that normally occurs up here in St. Bernard. Once again, the shelter is going to be open at noon today. By 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, everybody will be asked to leave. We will have sheriff's deputies on site to provide support, a Acadian ambulance for medical problems. We'll have a shelter team from the Department of Children and Family Services to register people inside the shelter. It will be for residents only. We do have an EOC staff today with local sheriff's deputies, the fire department, Air National Guard for support. So we do have people on site. If something does occur, we can just grab someone and they can get the appropriate resources down here for us. Make sure at your home, stay inside. Don't get out on the roads after the winds get up to 35, 40 miles an hour. Please stay home. We don't want you on the highway because we don't want another reason to get someone else hurt out there. So take the appropriate measures. If you need something, call us at the office. We're staffed 24/7 to answer calls, and we'll try and take care of your problems as best as possible. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John. And now we'll bring up Sheriff James Pullman.
Thank you and good morning. There's a little storm fatigue that I detected this morning. I was getting a cup of coffee and a young lady had said, here we go again. I can't believe they're closing the coffee house and I'm not going to be able to work the rest of the day. And I realized that she does not realize that this is going to be a significant event. Although we had a pass on a few of these storms outside of dealing with tidal flooding outside the levee protection system, this storm is going to be a serious event. We haven't seen the likes of a storm come through that's going to cause this type of damage by wind in a very long time. And you're going to have significant trees down, power lines down, and it's going to create a lot of dangerous situations. So there's 3 things that you can do to keep yourself safe. Stay inside, and stay inside. And if that's confusing, just stay inside, okay? Because that's what's going to keep you safe. What's going to happen is once this event starts, and it's going to start around that 3:30 mark, it's going to get progressively worse throughout the evening. It's going to come to a point where it's going to be too dangerous for the first responders to be out. We're going to go to an area where we can retreat, stay safe, and we'll stay inside as well. As soon as the storm passed, you have to allow time for the first responders to get back out in the field, including the sheriff's office, the fire department, and the parish public works department, to go out to assess the entire parish. We want to make sure there's no dangerous situations in terms of power lines, trees across roadways, other problems that can cause injury to someone. I know the curiosity is going to get to you, and when this event passes, it's going to pass pretty quick. You have to stay home until we give y'all an all clear. It's not going to take very long to get out there to do the assessment. It's probably going to take a little longer to clean up the stuff that we need to clean up. So the sheriff's office is fully staffed, both in the eastern part of the parish at our checkpoint, right there by the levee protection system. But even inside the protection system, we have double shifts that's going to be out there patrolling to be able to respond. Just remember, once you make the decision and you're inside and you stay inside, at some point, we're simply not going to be able to safely respond to anything. However, if you do have an emergency, please contact the sheriff's office by the way of 911 and advise us the problems that you guys are having, and we'll make some decisions after that. Thank you.
Fire Chief Tommy Stone.
Thank you, Mr. President. With the possibility of losing electricity, we need to be very aware if we're using candles for lighting. I prefer you use flashlights, but if you have to resort to candles, please be aware of where you place them. And if you're using a home generator, please make sure the generator is outside and at least 20 feet away from any opening. During Hurricane Laura, there was 9 fatalities in Southwest Louisiana from carbon monoxide poisoning. So please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Derek Bass, Executive Director of Southeast Levee Protection Authority.
Thank you, President McGinnis. We've been preparing for this like everybody since the weekend. We've been checking all the canals since Monday, and we will do one last check before the winds pick up this afternoon. All the pump stations are already manned this morning and will remain manned throughout the duration of the event. I want to let everybody know that the Bayou Bienvenue and Bayou Dupree sector gates closed last night. They will remain closed throughout the event. Based on the increase to a Category 2 this morning, we made the decision to close the Carnarvon sector gate. That will take place at 10 this morning. We're also closing the Highway 39 gate down to Plaquemines Parish at 10 o'clock this morning as well. That is an evacuation route, but reminder that there is a ramp, an access ramp that you can get around the gate over the levee system if needed. The Highway 46 gate, we do not need to close at this time. The surge levels are not high enough to dictate that. But we will continue to monitor throughout the event. We have crews on standby in case we need to go make last-minute adjustments up until the winds get too high. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Our Council Chair, Kerry Calais.
Thank you, President McGinnis. I'm just coming up from the eastern part of the parish outside the Levee District, and I just wanted to send a reminder to everyone, especially the residents. I know the residents down there know what to do and are taking care of their property and their equipment down there, but there seems to be a lot of rec guys or recreational boats or people that have part-time camps down there that haven't taken action yet. The conditions are still okay down there, but they're going to start going downhill quickly. So if you have a boat that you need to secure or property that you need to secure down there, now is the time to do it. Like the sheriff said, we don't want to put our guys in danger by having to send people out once conditions worsen. So if you have a boat down there or property that needs to be secured, please do it now before the conditions go downhill. Thank you, and be safe throughout the event.
Thank you. Council Vice Chair, Richie Lewis.
Thank you, President McGinnis. Looking at and listening to everybody speak today, this is going to be a severe wind event. And I ride around in the western part of our parish. Please pick up your garbage cans, put them in the backyard, put them in the garage. If you have signs on your front yard, whether they're a terrific kid sign or a political sign, please pick them up, put them in your garage. These things clog up the drains. They get in the way. And as our sheriff said, stay away from power lines, downed power lines especially, and be safe. It's going to be an event to get through, but the good thing is it's going to be quick, and it's going to be over quick. So thank you and stay safe.
Our State Representative, Ray Garofalo.
Thanks, Guy. Good morning. Just want to reassure everybody that here we go again. We want to be vigilant. We want everybody to be vigilant. We've been in constant contact with the CPRA, the Governor's Office of Homeland Security, and the Department of Transportation and Development to make sure that we have the resources that we need should there be any major issues down in St. Bernard Parish. In addition, we know that this is going to be highly likely a strong wind event, and we will likely lose electricity. So please be vigilant if you're using generators. As Chief Stone has already said, do so safely. We've already had several deaths in the western side of the state, and we don't want to see that happen here in St. Bernard Parish or Orleans Parish. So please be vigilant, be safe, and if you need any assistance with anything, please call the proper departments to let them know what you need and that you're in need of assistance. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you. I want to recognize the two council members, Councilmember Alcon and Councilmember Moran. Thank you guys for all of you doing for being here today. I just want to make sure we clean up anything that we did not talk about. John, did we talk about the pet issue at the shelter? Okay, can you handle that? Okay. Come on up.
Okay, at the shelter, pets will not be allowed inside unless it's a service animal, which we have to have, the people need the service animal to come out there. If you do have pets at home and you do have to leave your house, make sure your house is secure, leave them enough food and water for the night. We don't expect a flooding situation in this, so the pets should be fine. If during the middle of the night you lose your power, stay at home until the winds die down. We don't want you out. As the sheriff said, once it comes past us, please don't get out until the roads have been cleared and it's safe for your travel. Once again, pets will not be allowed in the shelter. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We can't say enough that our shelter is not going to be a comfortable environment for anyone. So this is a shelter of last resort, and we just want to make sure we have a place for people to go to be safe. All right, we talked about the generator problem. Chief, thank you so much for bringing that up. I want to thank our fishermen and our commercial fishermen, our recreational fishermen, for all of the things that they've been going through hurricane season. We want to let them know that they mean so much to St. Bernard Parish, the economic value, and whatever they put up with to enjoy the sportsman's paradise that St. Bernard Parish offers. We know this has been a hectic hurricane season. You're bringing your boats and campers in and out, but we really appreciate it, and we want to let you know. The Florissant Rock Dam is in place. All of our parish pumps are operational. We have 4 outside of the levee system in their usual places. Inside of the levee system, we have them located at Lindell and Perrin. Our garbage collection should be completed by noon today. Councilman Lewis talked about that a little bit. Please secure your garbage cans after it's picked up. Our transfer stations will be closed today at noon. Our public transportation is shut down for the remainder of this event. Construction sites, please secure your construction sites now. If you haven't started, you're too late. All of our offices are closed today. We're asking people to call 2 numbers, one for information at 278-4200, and one for emergencies such as downed trees, water main breaks, etc. at 271-1681. We're asking everyone to stay tuned to Facebook, Twitter, and the media. If there's anything that our citizens need to know, we will get it out as soon as possible. Just know that this is going to be a significant event. Know that your parish agencies are ready to assist you in the time of need, and be smart, and like the sheriff said, stay home. So unless anyone has anything that we forgot about, we will answer any questions that you might have. Yes, sir.
All right, that was those were officials, President Guy McGinnis and the St. Bernard Parish officials there, just telling people to not take this storm for granted. They talked about the severity of this storm. Do not take it lightly. They're urging their residents to stay inside. If you're worried about where you're living in St. Bernard, that it may be not strong enough for these kinds of winds, they are opening a shelter at the Civic Center at noon. They do not let pets in unless it's a service animal. The sheriff says that he's seen some hurricane fatigue, but he is telling people, take this one seriously. It's going to be a serious wind event, winds we have not seen in this area for a long time. They also urge their residents, if they have a debris around the yard, things like that, just make sure and pick it up so it doesn't become a flying projectile and wind up injuring somebody when this storm finally does roll through.